The Warriors built up a 19-point lead tonight against the shorthanded Pelicans, and they were shorthanded themselves. No Curry, no Draymond, no Andrew Wiggins, and yet the Warriors still survive a late 11-0 run by the Pelicans. They get back in it, but Jordan Poole with the career-high 38 points. Let's welcome everybody to the Warriors Postgame Live, presented by Toyota. Chris Mullen, the Hall of Famer, Durrell Wright, NBA champ, and former Warrior and Bonte Hill. And we have Jordan Poole standing by, getting a water shower. Jordan, we don't want you to cool off right now. You've been hot this week. But first, let's ask you about your ankle. How's your ankle feeling, Jordan?
It feels straight. You know, we got rehab. We got a big game coming up on Sunday. You know, first and foremost, I just want to thank my Lord and Savior for allowing me to be in this position. But it was a big win, and get some treatment, and we got a big one coming up.
Jordan, congrats on your career high. You've been playing some great basketball. Tell me how you feeling out there going into, like you said, a big game.
I think we were just trying to focus on picking at the right time. We're a tremendously talented team, and you know, after we put our pieces together, it's about time to make a run. And you know, we didn't have our core three today, but we were able to pull it out.
Jordan, congratulations on a career high. Great game tonight. I've been really impressed with your playmaking ability and your scoring. Your efficiency numbers are way up. Last three games, 20, 20, and tonight 38. How you feeling going into one of the biggest games this season on Sunday against Memphis?
I feel good. You know, I think everybody feels good. You know, we were able to get Steph, Wiggs, and Draymond some rest. You know, those guys are huge for our success. But, you know, shout out to Mike, shout out to Eric. Welcome Eric back, and Nico, Juan, T. Everybody stepped up tonight. You know, and I think we need our entire team, and I think we're ready to make a big push.
Jordan, if you had to pick a turning point of the season for you, what would it be? Would it be coming back from the G League after getting some reps down there? Because you've been averaging well over 15 points per game since you came back from the G League. But what, in your mind, was a turning point for your season this year?
I just think what Coach Kerr told me that I gained his trust. You know, especially as a young player, that's huge to have the coach's trust, and you can go out there and play a game. You know, and I want to get everybody else involved while still being aggressive. And you know, I'm just thankful, like I said, to be here, and we got to keep our momentum going.
Jordan, watching you play, I mentioned your playmaking ability, your scoring. One thing that sticks out to me when I watch you comparing last season to this year is your strength, your conditioning, your fitness level.
Yeah, well, you know, when you're in the gym with it for a year, you know, watching Steph, you just kind of pick up on, you know, hints and tricks, and being in shape, you know, having the condition is something that's huge. And you know, also just physically being able to withstand a long season, you know, and the bumps and the physicality in the NBA it was a huge, you know, physical development over the summer.
All right, Jordan, get some treatment, get some rest. We'll see you Sunday at 12:30 at Chase Center, getting ready for a big-time matchup with the Memphis Grizzlies. Congratulations on the career high.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. Jordan Poole with 38 points. Like we just said, a career high, 4 3-pointers, only 2 turnovers, Millie. I know you love looking at his turnovers. Only 2 turnovers, 6 assists, and he made a lot of plays today for the Warriors.
So a career high 38. We saw everything in his game, and he has a lot to his game. Back cut, playing off the basketball. He shoots open threes all the time now, which means he understands spacing, shot selection. And Durrell, I really am impressed with his playmaking and his decisiveness, not over-dribbling, making plays and making quick decisions.
Yeah, I agree with you as well, Mully. His playmaking. We all know Jordan Poole is a bucket. He could go get a basket anytime he wants to, especially when he's playing within the offense. So to see him go out there, play, make, you know, get guys involved. And you always mention about the low turnovers. Another game with low turnovers and, you know, being a playmaker and a scorer at the same time.
And that's so impressive in a game like tonight where he gets his career high 38, and he was the primary ball handler all night long, and still has a really good feel for when to go score the basketball, when to make plays for his teammates. And I mentioned his strength and conditioning and his fitness level. I think that's been a huge improvement, and that's a lot of hard work during the pandemic when nobody's watching, and he's got the ultimate role model in Steph Curry, and he's made some great adjustments there, and you see the improvement on the court.
And he got that scare in the third quarter. We all thought, boy, Jordan Poole's going to be out Sunday. On the court, walked it off under his own power, put some ice on it. He got back in the game and made some game-winning plays there. So they need Jordan Poole. It would have been a problem Sunday without him because, as we said here, 20 points against Utah, 20 points against Phoenix, Darrell, and then 38 tonight. He's showing that he's more than a legit NBA player. He's showing that he could help this team either in the future having to roll off the bench.
I think he's doing a great job with being that third scorer coming off the bench now, knowing he has to bring that 15 to 20 every single night for this team to be successful. So, yeah, it definitely was a scare, but I'm glad he's okay. And I think he's going to have a big run when it comes for this playoff game. He's going to be one of those guys that's going to be the X factor moving forward.
Jordan Poole, Michael Mulder, Juan T., Eric Pascal now.
Yep.
All these guys have established themselves. They have a role with this team, but maybe more important, the opposing team has to account for them. Now that opens up Steph Curry just a little bit more.
Yep, no doubt. And remember Jordan Poole in Memphis on the back-to-back. He had some big games out there in Memphis, Tennessee against the Grizzlies. So he feels good there. Michael Mulder here coming into his own as well. Steve Kerr's been going to an 8-man rotation, and Mulder's been getting minutes. We know he started. Bazemore comes back. He comes off the bench. A career high for Michael Mulder tonight. 28 points, and he's letting it fly from deep, Darrell, with 7 threes, a career high.
Michael Mulder is a knockdown shooter. You cannot leave him open. He understands his role as well. When I get the ball with any space, catch and shoot, if they run me off the line, use my athleticism, as you've seen right there. Michael Mulder has surprised me a lot this year as well, showing me a lot that he has in his game.
You couldn't ask for more from Michael Mulder tonight, knocking down 7 threes, and that's not all he can do. He can play off the ball. He can finish at the rim with some dunks. But what's really important is when Michael Mulder's on the floor with Steph Curry, there are going to be open shots to be had. Michael Mulder, Juan T., and Jordan Poole have proven to themselves, and again, most important, I think the opposition now has to account for them defensively.
All right, we're going to have a little fun a little bit later here. Mullen, you made D. Wright and myself look bad last time we did Taylor's trivia. Now, we don't want questions only from the 1960s. So NBA trivia is coming up, man. 60s and 70s, man. Come on, man.
That's Tedler? It's going to be all Laker questions.
All right.
Then we're all going to lose.
They're in the play-in, man. Relax.
Let's take a look at the Memphis Grizzlies tonight hosting the Sacramento Kings. Oh, we're going to talk about Sunday. We're not going to
Sunday, baby. The playoffs start Sunday. Fun day, Monte.
Sunday fun day. No, we're not having mimosas. We're not going to have brunch. We're going to have some basketball here as the Grizzlies travel out west. And it's the first time Steph is going against Ja Morant. Valanciunas is going to be in the building. Jaren Jackson Jr.'s there. It'll be a fun game. A playoff type of game, Darrell.
Just like Mully said, the playoffs start Sunday, and I cannot wait. This Memphis Grizzly team is young, they're athletic, they're exciting. You know, Ja Morant, he's must-see TV like we mentioned before, but it's going to be a big test for these Warriors coming up to take care of business and then move to that play-in game and, you know, make that run like they've been talking about all season long.
It just has that playoff feel.
Yep.
All the stars were rested. It's a 12:30 start on Sunday. It's going to be a tremendous game for the 8-9 seed. I think the Warriors match up really well with Memphis. You mentioned Ja Morant. Of course, Jonas Valanciunas is going to try and use his physicality in the paint. And then Dylan Brooks, big-time scorer. So it's going to be a great game. Steph, Draymond, Wiggs, they got their rest. I thought tonight, you know, although it was a giveaway game,
right,
it was a tight game. So I think everyone played the right way. They had to get their confidence up. But it was nice to see at the end of the game to run an ATO for Jordan Poole to get the game winner.
No doubt about it. He played well. Mulder played well. JTA almost had a triple-double, 999. We were sitting here hoping he got that triple-double. So here's a tweet from Drew Schiller. The Mavs just won, which means it's official that either the Lakers or Blazers will be the 7th seed. So if the Warriors beat the Grizzlies on Sunday, they'll play either the Lakers in LA or Portland in Portland. Of course, as we look at the play-in bracket here, Western Conference playoff bracket, of course, the play-in games are Wednesday. This Wednesday, we're going to be all over here at NBC Sports Bay Area with Warriors Playoff Central. And you see here, Utah right now the top seed in the Western Conference. But if the playoffs started today, Memphis would be playing Lakers. But, of course, we're going to see that decided on Sunday at Chase Center. So the Warriors' road could be Lakers, maybe Utah, or if they beat the Lakers, they could play a Phoenix Suns team. And look, the Warriors feel good against either team, as we saw Monday and Tuesday earlier this week, Darrell.
Yeah, I think that Phoenix team is a great young team. Don't know if they're quite ready yet. We know CP is the head of the snake over there, but I like that matchup. I felt like last game, Warriors really showed they can play with that team and they can really take them deep in the playoff room. So would love to see that Phoenix team, rolling here for the playoffs. And Steph Curry, like I said, I got my money on Steph any day.
I think the Warriors match up with both those teams well. I think the strategy will be a little bit different against Utah. Obviously, the biggest factor there is Donovan Mitchell's health.
Right.
How's he going to be coming off injury? With Phoenix, they're more of a small ball. They got the wings that guard Steph pretty well. But again, as Darrell said, Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Andrew Wiggins, they're playing the best basketball of the season. And now they're role players. I think they really are very confident and have solidified their roles in Steve Kerr's rotation.
As far as the playing game, Lakers or Blazers, what's the better matchup for the Warriors?
I would say the Lakers. Just because their two stars haven't been in the lineup consistent, and we've seen their role players really not, come and hold it down when those guys were out. So right now, I like the Lakers.
I would have to agree. I think because of AD and LeBron being out of that lineup so long, they're going to come back and be fine.
Right.
But the role players who have now been playing without them for an extended period of time, they have to readjust their games. It's way easy for the stars to walk in. Those guys have to readjust. So, again, I think they match up with both, but I'm a little bit leery of McCollum and Dame.
Yeah, Dame's been looking good.
Because now we're talking about you really have to lock down both of those guys, and without Oubre, you're getting a little deeper into your rotation defensively.
Ooh, and we did get an update on Oubre Jr. Still has pain in that red jackson. They're all in street clothes. Memphis beats the Kings by 1. The Lon Wright and company couldn't get the W, Darrell.
Man.
Got to talk to little bro there about what's going on in Sacramento. And here are the updated standings. See Utah there with a game-and-a-half lead over the Suns. The Clippers rested all their players. They lost basically on purpose to the Houston Rockets because a lot of people think they want to avoid the Lakers until the Western Conference Finals. Man, this is going to be wild. On Sunday, Dallas right there at the 5th spot. So it's going to be crazy on Sunday here as we look ahead to the Grizzlies coming to town. Don't forget, 12:30 at Chase Center as we welcome everybody back to Warriors Postgame Live, presented by Toyota. Chris Mullen, Darrell Wright, and Bonte Hill. As we talk about Sunday here, let's look at JTA, who just secured the bag yesterday. They're signing an NBA contract. We showed you the video in the pregame show. And you know what? JTA, like Draymond Green, had a very good game. You look at his stat line here, all across the board, 9 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. He was in his bag tonight, Darrell.
Man, yes, he was. And I'm not surprised at all. This is what JTA does. This is what he brings to your team. He's going to rebound. He's going to make the right pass every single time. And he's going to find ways to score. So another impressive game from JTA. I know he's feeling a lot more comfortable now that he's been secure for the next few years. So, yeah, this is JTA right here.
Yeah, congratulations to Juan T for his deal. Well-deserved. And we always talk about his competitive spirit, his positive energy, his skill level, and his IQ is much like Draymond Green. And tonight, a Draymond Green type game, 9-9-9. And what I love about Juan T, he plays 33 minutes. He's not out there to just get points. He's 3 for 7. He plays to win. He makes winning plays all the time. Type of guy you just love to have on your team. As a teammate, I'm sure the coaching staff loves him. He's a winner.
No doubt about that. He's going to be fired up for Sunday. And Eric Paschall was back in the mode after missing 21 games. And look, Eric Paschall had an Eric Paschall-like game. 4 or 5 from the floor, 12 points, 4 rebounds. And look at the physical move right there. Good to see EP back, Darrell.
Yeah, getting his feet back under him. It's been a while since he's been out there. And, he got back to that bully ball, taking advantage of those smaller players on him. And then we also got a chance to see him make some shots from outside. So it was definitely good to see him back out there. The best thing about going into the playoffs is getting healthy bodies back out there.
You love to see the efficiency, 4 or 5 with 12 points. You love the rebounds. I thought really impressive his conditioning.
Yeah.
You had the hip injury, so you're trying to rehab your hip injury and get in shape at the same time. I thought he did a tremendous job. He looks ready to go. And we all know when it comes playoff time, it's mismatches and matchups. He's a guy you can take off the bench if you feel like you can put him in that small ball five, you have an advantage. He's going to get out there, get you points. I think the one thing he does have to concentrate on when he's on the offensive end is not standing. Just don't be strictly an ISO player. Learn how to play within the rhythm of the game.
All right, a little later on in the show, we're going to take a look at the scoring title chase. Steph Curry right now averaging 31.8, has a slim lead over Bradley Beal, who's averaging 31.4 points a game. We still don't know if Bradley Beal is going to play in the final game for the Wizards on Sunday. Steph, we do know, will be suiting up against the Memphis Grizzlies Sunday at 12:30. As we look at the scoreboard here, the Jordan Poole with a career high, Michael Mulder with a career high. Those are big-time buckets those two got tonight. A combined 11 threes for the Golden State Warriors as they survive against the Pelicans. Nearly blowing a 19-point lead, but they get the win. They're now 5-0 on the 6-game homestand. They could cap off an undefeated homestand Sunday against the Grizzlies. Let's hear from the head coach of the Warriors, Steve Kerr.
Hello, Steve. How did you see Jordan Poole attack this game?
Well, he was aggressive from the start and had a big first quarter. The game came really easily to us in that first quarter. The ball was moving. We had a ton of assists, and I thought New Orleans came back much stronger in the second half, picked up their defense. So it's great to have Jordan out there because he can make plays against good defense, tight defense. He can get to the rim, and like he did on that last play. But he's a shot creator for us. He's doing a great job, and it's really fun to see how far Jordan has come, in his 2 years in the league.
Was that a little bit of a scare when he appeared to roll his left ankle and came back out with ice on it? He didn't seem to bother him once he was back on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, it was, you always are terrified when somebody goes down with a rolled ankle because you just don't know how bad it is. But fortunately, it wasn't too bad. And I was really surprised when he came back in the game. But Drew Yoder told me he was fine and good to go.
Is that how you drew up the final play to get Jordan that layup?
I'm sorry, Wes, what was that?
Was that how you drew up that final play to get Jordan that layup?
Yeah, we were just trying to get him the ball with some momentum, and our guys executed really well. But Jordan made a hell of a play. I mean, he caught the ball, all the way out at the 3-point line, and he's so quick. He really got to the rim quickly and made a hell of a play.
How big and important is this game just in terms of development for guys like Jordan Poole and also a guy like Eric Paschall who hasn't played in so long?
Yeah, it was great to see Eric out there so he could get his legs underneath him, get his wind. From a developmental standpoint, these games are always kind of fun. Late in the season, sometimes you have these games where you're not too concerned with the outcome and you're going to get a chance to give a lot of guys some playing time who haven't been playing. So really fun to see Nico out there. I thought he did a nice job. Smiley too. And Eric getting his legs back was a good step because we're going to need him, over the next couple of weeks. So a lot of good stuff and great to win the game too, though. Just having not won 5 in a row all year until now. It's good to maintain our momentum going into Sunday.
Steve, James Hill with BNC Sports. Mulder was able to help the cause also offensively. He gave you 28. What was your thoughts on his contribution tonight?
Mike was great. He's been really good now for, the last few weeks, but really all season he's given us that perimeter threat. And he's grown as well. He's another young player who has worked his way into the league and worked hard to get here, and he's making the most of his opportunities. So really happy for Mike. I thought he was fantastic tonight.
Will you practice tomorrow? Or kind of what's your schedule leading up to what is afternoon start time Sunday?
Yeah, we're going to have a shoot around tomorrow at 11 o'clock. So we'll go through our game plan for Memphis. It'll be brief. Guys will get shots up and we'll talk about the game. And then we have to come in and test tomorrow night at 10:30 because of the 12:30 start. So we'll try to keep it short and sweet tomorrow, and be ready to go on Sunday.
Do you expect your main guys to be fresh for Sunday, and could that mean potentially playing them, stretching their minutes out more than usual?
Yeah, I mean, it was really great for them to get a night off. They've all been banged up. We've played a ton of games lately, and to be able to win the game without Andrew and Steph and Draymond was really important. And then we get tomorrow off. It's sort of a day and a half rest for the guys who played tonight. So I think we'll be fresh and ready to go.
All right, a couple things there from Kerr. Let's start with some of the positives here. He talked about Jordan Poole, of course, career high tonight, 38 points, but he talked about him being a sixth man next year and beyond, saying that he could get 15 or 20 any given night. And with Clay coming back next season, this could be a nice role for Jordan Poole. He's instant offense, Darrell.
Big role for him, especially with a healthy team coming back next year, a bunch of proven champions. So for him to come out this year and do well and take the right shots and not try to over dribble, just play within the system, next year is going to be even better for him. So I'm looking forward to next season, but I know right now is more important, but next season is going to be crazy. But I think Jordan Poole has a great future coming off the bench being a sixth man.
No question. And you can start him if you have to,
right,
if there's an injury. And Darrell hit on it, the efficiency. Mm-hmm. So tonight, 38 points. 4 of 9 from 3, so he wasn't overdoing a three-point shot. So he shows you his overall shot-making ability, his playmaking. Steve Kerr mentioned his quickness. That last play they ran, he came off a nice curl, got through him on 1 or 2 dribbles. His straight-line drives is what makes him so effective. And then what I'm always impressed with, his 6 assists with just 2 turnovers as the primary ball handler. So there's a lot to like about Jordan Poole's game. He's ready to go for these playoffs. He mentioned Michael Mulder,
right?
His shot making, his three-point shot, but he's not just a three-point shooter. He can get to the rim and finish at the rim as well. And then Eric Paschall, right? I think that's a shot in the arm for the team to know that he's physically ready. Looks like his stamina, his conditioning is there, and we know he can score the basketball. He can find mismatches for Eric Paschall to have an impact on the game.
Played a lot of 3-on-3 in the last couple of weeks. Eric Paschall, that is, to get in shape, but the COVID test. 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday when you have a 12:30 game. This is the wrinkle in the season here with the condensed season, the pandemic. Guys are getting tested. That's tough for guys. I can't imagine. You guys haven't played in a pandemic type of season here, but 10:30 at night to get tested for a 12:30 game, that can't be fun at all.
Yeah, but I used to always look at 12 o'clock games, the best games. You get up out the bed, and then you go straight to the arena and get ready. So it'd be just like going to practice. So I don't think it's that bad. You know what I mean? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think it's going to be just like going to practice.
But I think this has been an underrated story for everybody throughout the NBA. And my appreciation, respect, and admiration, and thanks to the players and the coaches, the day-to-day grind people, to get this season, get through this season, get into the playoffs. Basically keeping the industry alive on a schedule that nobody's used to. Yeah. So it's been a miraculous effort by everybody.
No doubt about it. Let's go to Kerr Burke here, powered by Cisco WebEx. Oh, first we're going to go find your edge here and look at the Warriors cover the spread. That's right. They were underdogs again, Willie and Darrell. Dogs are barking with the Golden State Warriors. Can't imagine they're going to be underdogs on Sunday against the Memphis Grizzlies. And the overhit big time here. So the Warriors cover the spread. Go to NBCSportsEdge.com if you want to try to win some cash here for the latest trends and lines. And let's now bring in Kerr Burke here, powered by Cisco WebEx. And Kerr, a lot of trickiness there with the testing at Saturday night for a 12:30 game, I should say. But Jordan Poole, let's stick to the positives here. Jordan Poole with the career high 38 points, coming off a week where he had 20 against Utah, 20 against Phoenix. This young man is coming into his own, Kerr.
He is, and he was the player I had my eye on from tip-off, and he got his teammates going early. Remember, he had the assist on the first Warriors bucket of the game. It was a Looney layup. Then he helped Michael Mulder get going with his early threes. Then Jordan Poole helped himself get going with the dunk. And by halftime, he had 24 points, just 2 away from his career high, on his way to setting the new career high with those 38 points. So I know this game didn't matter for the standing, but don't tell Jordan Poole the game was meaningless. Like, any chance to start is a good one, to be the point guard, the floor general, and spark the offense. You always want to show that you're going to be there for your teammates. You always want to show the coaches what you can do in a larger role when the number is called. And you guys heard those strong compliments from Steve Kerr about Jordan Poole's potential as a sixth man next season. And I'm glad you mentioned this, Bonte, because I had it on my notepad too. Consider Jordan Poole had 20 points in each game against the Jazz and the Suns. That was much stiffer competition than what the Warriors faced tonight. So Jordan Poole has every reason to have that sky-high confidence heading into the postseason.
We may not see Nico Mannion for the rest of the season play, but real quick here, Nico was active today. I know he was a minus fine in the plus-minus department, but he kind of filled the stat sheet up here with 11, 8, and 7.
It was one of those all-hands-on-deck wins. Everybody needed to contribute. They were still thin, but the guys who were at the end of the bench, they want to make the most of these minutes, kind of like, hey, coach, don't forget me, and to make sure they still have that chemistry with their teammates.
No doubt, Care. If you have a good night, we will see you on Sunday for the showdown against the Memphis Grizzlies. But we're going to